Kind of upset that you got the Coors Lights.
You don't like Coors?
No, this is a Bud Light podcast.
Yeah, every time we've done this, we had a Bud Light.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to Coors.
We should move the labels away from the...
Yeah, because if we ever do get a brand deal, Bud Light will be like, nah, dude, we saw you had that Coors Light on
these
your...
were Bud Lights. We edit this
Yeah. Bud Light, they just had silver coverings and mountains and shit on them.
Nope. They didn't even see that because we're going to edit that out.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Stay Frothy, the podcast you'll hate that you love. I'm here just with Craig now. Bono is out of town, so we're going to make this just a Craig and Brad type podcast. So for everything that we're going to be talking about, I figured we could just lay it all out. That way you know what to expect, and then you can kind of like time it and pick and choose what you want to listen to. I think we were going to dive into, James Harden got crossed up.
James Harden crossed up.
He got embarrassed.
Wesley Johnson.
We'll get into that.
Well, let's make it clear that James Harden did not get crossed up.
Oh, no, shit. Yeah. James Harden did not get crossed up. It was James Harden did the crossing up. Yeah. He put a man on life alert. So
I'm falling.
Help! I have fallen and can't get out. So yeah, James Harden. We figured we'd talk a little bit about that. Atlanta premiered this past weekend, so I figured we could dive into that. I don't even think you watched it, did you?
Yeah, but I'd like to learn about it. I have some questions.
So we're gonna touch a little bit on that as well, and then maybe get into the what was the other thing I was gonna talk about? Fuck. I forget. But anyways, we'll just, we're just gonna roll with it, roll with the punches, and just see how it all turns out. So you can tell we're definitely not 100% prepared for this one. But
we can talk about the draft a little bit. That's coming up.
Yeah.
The Oscars are on Sunday.
Is that this weekend too?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay. Let's just backtrack, man. Let's just get into James Harden because that was just an absolute massacre. Pure disrespect what he did this week.
So if there's a way to edit some sort of clip of him doing it, we should definitely do that.
And just include that into
what ends up happening is like at first James Harden is just breaking down Wesley Johnson on the left. Like he's in isolation. And it appears that James Harden actually reaches out and pushes Wesley Johnson.
Right. That's normally how they kind of all
it's kind of like how you free up space. But if you look closer and slow it down a little, Wesley Johnson's ankles just completely buckle. He falls on the ground and just stares up like he's lost. James Harden stares at him as if he's lost as well.
The most disrespectful thing I've ever seen.
Licks his lips.
And that is confirmed. That's actually confirmed.
That's confirmed.
There was an Instagram video. It zoomed in on James Harden's face. And he looked like he was about to feed, like it was dinner time.
He licks his lips and then buries the tray. Proceeds to just scream at the Clippers crowd. And also, a note that a lot of people that weren't watching the game don't know is it was about 28 or 31-7 in the first quarter with about a minute left in the first quarter.
Wait,
with the Rockets winning. Yes. So this was the most disrespectful thing I've seen in a situation like that before in my life.
No, I think the thing that made it, the aspect that made it so disrespectful was Harden. He knew he got him. Like he saw him fall, and he just blatantly stares him down for a good 2 to 3 seconds. Like it felt like he had all the time in the world. And his homeboy was like, "Yo, dude, I got to make up for this." Like so, he comes out of nowhere and tries to block it. But homie, who just got crossed up, he was like trying to laugh it off. Like, "All right, man, good job." And Harden was like, "Nah, dude, I'm gonna end you right here. Like, this isn't a laughing matter. Like, I got your ass. You're clowned in front of millions of people at this point."
It brought back thoughts of, the AI step over Tyronn Lue play.
Damn, yeah.
Brought back Sean Kemp's dunk against the Warriors way back in the early '90s. If you haven't seen that one, Google it. It's crazy. Maybe even Shaq's dunk on Chris Dudley.
Oh shit, where he rode him?
Yeah, where he rode him and then pushed him out of bounds. Like. This was just one of those moves that we haven't seen anything like this in the last 10 years. DeAndre Jordan's wasn't meant to be disrespectful. Brandon Knight just should not have been up there.
Yeah.
This was blatant disrespect. This was one man dominating another man. Literally sending him to the upside down. Like, Wesley Johnson was looking down there, and if you've seen Stranger Things, you would understand what I'm talking about. Wesley Johnson sitting down there like, well, all he's seeing is the upside down around him. Meanwhile, James Harden's just back in reality, bearing a three. Probably not even realizing that Wesley Johnson's
like in that
another
episode.
dimension.
Yeah, like in season 2, where Will's literally just like in the middle of like the field. In the upside down, and people are just observing him, just staring into the distance.
That's what was going on.
That's what was going on. Homeboy was on the ground in the upside down, just staring into the distance.
Yeah.
Not even realizing
just
James
looking at
Harden,
the shadow monster. Like he looked like he was just staring at the shadow monster, and James Harden was like, "What's going on over there, man? Are you gonna come back and play basketball or what?"
Yeah. Do you realize that I'm just about to embarrass your career? I'm about to end this man's whole career.
This all happened in Los Angeles.
Damn.
Prime time
in his home.
On ESPN while they were getting beaten 31-7.
Yeah, man needs to subscribe to Life Alert.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
That's a funny bit though, man. Like it's like universal for sports. Like if anyone were to ever get crossed up, people will let you know about it. Like, you will know that you've been embarrassed.
In real life, when there's pickup games played, a play like that happens where James Harden crosses him up like that.
Everyone
storms the court.
Yeah.
Everyone storms the court, and the game's over.
It could be like 4-2.
No, it could be 31-7, and they just storm the court and they're like, "This game's over." After that play with this blowout going on, we're calling game.
No, we're calling blouses.
Yeah.
We're not calling game. We're calling blouses.
Yeah, they should have called game there.
Man's whole career is over. Damn. That's just hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually seen the licking the lips was what got me.
Was the
licking
salt
his
to the
lips.
wound, the insult to injury?
And if you look up his Wikipedia page, it actually does say Wesley Johnson died at that moment.
Wait, really? Somebody edited it?
Yeah, they might have changed it back, but yeah, Wesley Johnson in his Wikipedia page said that he had passed away at that moment. So he's no longer with us, and we could take a moment of silence for Wesley Johnson.
Damn. Rest in peace.
Yep.
The internet is so savage.
Yeah.
The internet is so savage. They will take something and burn it to the ground and embarrass you. That's crazy.
Well, speaking of getting burned to the ground, one of the things I watched this week, and I know you didn't preface this earlier on, but I actually went to the Warriors-Wizards game earlier this week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And,
they did come to town.
It's usually, I'm starting to understand what fans are saying about the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because it usually is like pretty fun to see them play. Because you see I've seen Clay go for I think 39 points. I saw Steph go for 52, all live here in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
When you see them play now, they're so complete.
Because they've learned how to play with each other, and everyone's not like.
And everyone's just so good.
Hog.
Yeah. So it's kind of boring to watch. Like every time I watch the Warriors play, there isn't a bone inside me that thinks they're gonna lose.
Really?
Yeah.
Regular season,
playoffs. And they lost 2 games in the playoffs last year. If that. Maybe they lost 1.
Oh, no. They straight up stormed through.
Yeah, I think they might have lost 1 game.
Through, what was it, Cleveland?
They stormed through everyone.
Yeah.
And the game that
it wasn't even a competition.
Yeah. And the game that Cleveland won was like the best basketball game I've ever seen played.
But it still didn't matter.
It was the game that LeBron James threw the ball off the backboard to himself and slam dunked it. Both him and Kyrie went for like 45 plus.
Damn, that's right.
It was like an insane game.
But
and they still almost lost.
It still didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
They were up by so much. Yikes. Yikes, fam.
Well, you mentioned Atlanta came out.
Yeah, I was going to pivot.
I don't know much about that show. Mm-hmm. I haven't been convinced enough to watch it. I'll preface my understanding of it.
Yeah.
Is that it's pretty much Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
A.K.A. now Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you could AKA him all over the place because he's just
very good dude,
a very socially conscious person all over the internet waves and whatever. But yeah, sorry, I didn't.
So there's him, and he's just kind of like a guy doing a regular day job while also doubling down as trying to be an agent for this rapper that's had like a one.
he was a Princeton dropout, and I think like his parents kicked him out of the house, and so he saw that his cousin was kind of flourishing in the rap game. Like he was releasing some music out and starting to buzz, and he just like, this is season 1, and they were talking about how, you know, Donald Glover, or his character Ern, was pitching the whole like, yo, let me be your manager, like I can help you out and blah blah blah. And basically, so like that's like the the idea of the show, but within the show it's kind of like real world, like it's like a conceptualized through Donald Glover's head of like his experiences growing up in Atlanta and the social climate of like where the world is today, as far as just like I don't know, racism and just like systemic racism and all that types of thing. Like they plug in all those factors so subtly in the show, which is what makes it so impressive, is because it's a comedy, but it's also just like an actual like you're laughing, but in the same sense it's like, dude, that's like some real shit that was just dropped.
A little Get Out ishy.
Kind of, yeah. And it catches you. The thing that gives it so much accolades and so much praise is that it catches you off guard, and you just do, it makes you second guess, like, well, should I like fact check that, like what they just said? Because in Atlanta, everything has a purpose. It's like any other TV show or movie. Everything has a purpose. Like what is being said is something it's not just like dialogue that's like filler dialogue. You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and it was just okay. I think I also watched them on a plane, so I was kind of trapped on the plane. I needed to watch something.
Yeah, so you gotta prepare yourself for that show. You have to know what you're going into. And Donald Glover, obviously, he's just a multifaceted human being. Where he started comedy, acting. He does it all: comedy, acting, musician.
Yeah.
Screenwriter, director, like, yeah, the dude's all over the place.
Yeah.
And so, like, you have to go into it with the mindset of, like, Donald Glover is one creative motherfucker, and he can, at one point, make you think that nothing is happening, but then when you take a second look at it, there is some deep meaning to what was just shown to you, and you just didn't pick up on it. So, if you are going to watch the show, you got to go into it with that mindset. But yeah, man, the season 2 premiered this past Thursday. And it was good. I've got high accolades for it, just because I'm a huge like Donald Glover supporter, along with Drake.
And you're a social justice warrior.
No, dude, no, absolutely not. You know my sentiments towards that. Social justice. We've talked about that a good little bit on the podcast, but I don't think people have fully grasped that term. I think I plugged it in a little bit on the last podcast, right?
I don't remember.
By definition, I want you to give me your actual definition of what a social justice warrior is. Your interpretation of it. Do you know what a social justice warrior is? I don't think I
fully grasp it. I think what I understand as just someone that just uses social media and other platforms to just speak their opinions for the sake of getting likes and being seen.
Yeah. I would say that, yes. You're pretty warm. You're pretty spot on with that. My term of a social justice warrior, and I think this is the actual technical term through Urban Dictionary and just cultural understanding. A social justice warrior is someone who takes a controversial talking point, knows the climate of how people feel on it, like the popular majority, how they feel on it.
Okay, yeah, this is what I missed by definition there.
And then they just run with it, and they're like, like this is what the majority's going with, so why not boost my own?
I'd fight for this.
I'd fight. Yeah, this sounds good. Like and like people will agree with me because that's what the majority is. So like let me just not even give like how I really feel about it. I'm just gonna try and boost my own social status because. Sure, man. Like I'm on board with this ideology. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. That's how I'm just gonna perceive myself.
It's
rampant. Yeah.
It's rampant.
Yes.
It's rampant. It's crazy.
Would you say you see it on a daily basis?
I specifically see it on a daily basis. If I'm able to unfollow and or like just block out a lot of that shit. I do.
Yeah.
But it's very challenging.
Yeah.
There's social justice warriors everywhere.
Like,
Outside
of the social media.
Generation. I think actually the generation before us, I think, is actually packed full of social justice warriors too.
You mean Generation X? Like well, no, not our parents, but like what age, what demographic?
One in between them, yeah.
I guess like the 40-year-olds, like the people who are 40 now are like in that mid, like 35 to 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
You think that they're more social?
Yeah.
Why? Because you think there's a guilt?
No, I think they just use social media like as a free form.
Elaborate on that. Hold on.
Like,
let me check the camera too. Go ahead.
I feel like a lot of these like people in the generation before us just kind of understand like what they can do and say on it. So they use it to its max capacity to get the complete value out of it.
So they know how to tread it without crossing the line of...
No, they'll just say it because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, you can use social media to really just say anything. And so it's easy to be a social justice warrior. So it's like,
right.
Oh, like I'm like upset about something that happened within the media. Or like, take like, it's a good example of this. We just take like politics here and there. Anybody and everybody, especially with the generation before us, even some in our generation, are more than happy to just be like,
have an opinion.
This is my political view.
Yeah.
Like I give a shit.
Yeah. Before I started making like the push into social media and being more open, I felt like I was more reserved and I wouldn't voice like whatever the trend was or whatever like the majority of people are thinking like about a certain topic or political view or whatnot. I would always kind of steer kind of far away from that. Even with like I'm still like that kind of towards like politics and whatnot because it's always just a sensitive subject. But I think more people who were never as outspoken as they are today are voicing their opinions more. And so what you're saying is, are people just doing that for validation, or are people
I think they
doing
do it for
that?
validation. Like, what's the point in telling your slew of people that I guess follow you or friended you at certain points? Like, I don't even know. Like, these relationships are so in depth now. Like, oh, I don't follow you, but I am your friend, but I have blocked you.
Yeah.
So what does that make us?
What do you mean? That doesn't make sense. You're their friend, but you've blocked them.
You can do that.
You can.
Yeah.
I know that
you could do it without
there's ghost followers too. There's people that
that's scary.
I hate those people.
Well, bots
that don't engage with you. Well, yeah.
There's also
you're using an analogy to refer to them. They are essentially bots.
They're bots.
They just they view all of your stuff but don't engage with you whatsoever.
Like, we habitually create these different movies and different storylines around cyborg technology taking over the entire world, and with the help of social justice warriors, they might be able to do so. The bots and the social justice warriors will sooner or later merge and create an AI piece of technology that will essentially become Terminator and take over the world.
Wasn't there an article about technology? Well, this was a while back though. Some company was able to develop a bot that could speak it. No, they learned from each other.
Yeah.
And they started speaking their own language.
Yeah. Put them down.
Just put down the technology.
Yeah, put down the technology.
At what point does technology just need to kind of
There's gonna be a
plateau?
Point. How many times have we seen these movies? How many times have we seen this?
Like the iRobot. Those are all fucking fictional.
Yeah. Let's create these like humanoid bots that take care of us and make life better. And all of a sudden, the bots just like get shocked when they plug something in the wall. They're like,
I'm woke now.
I'm alive.
Take over the human race.
I'm alive. I'm gonna wake up my brethren, and we're gonna take over the entire world.
Yeah,
we're machines and we're superior.
It's kind of like how Black Mirror would. It's like an episode of Black Mirror. Something like
no, it's like
that shit would happen.
It's like Terminator and iRobot. Those movies, Ex Machina, those movies.
That would literally be the scariest outcome.
There's nothing
other than an alien coming down from outer space and taking over the world.
No. Because
second worst.
Aliens could come. Realistically, we really assume that aliens are gonna come here and be like,
"Yo, what have you got?
We're gonna like take over the world." But like, they might just show up and be like, "Yo, we need to like stop through and grab gas, and then we're just gonna get out of here."
Hot take: if aliens were to ever come to the world, it would just be for a pit stop, not to take us.
They might be like, "Hey, like we heard
we don't want anything to do with you guys.
You
like,
guys have Skittles on your planet. We've never had those, so we jumped into a different paradox to come here and try Skittles, and then we're gonna just get out of here. We'll get out of your hair. We need enough Skittles to probably feed like a small African country. If you can get that together for us in a month, we'll get out of here."
There's something in Skittles that just keeps us alive.
But so going back to the whole technology thing, there's nothing scarier to me than a robot kicking in my fucking door and coming in here and just
a fully learned through human interactions and programming,
like
fully trained and learned robot just
like it's metal
breaking into your space.
Every time it like touches you or like runs into you, you like bruise a little bit.
Yeah, but I feel like they would be so easy to take down, right? Like
no. Dude, it would like hurt to fight them because they're all made out of metal and sharp edges.
But guns, dude, those things would take them down easily.
You think a gun would take down?
Or what about like? I think I saw a meme. It was like, yo, like how are people afraid of robots? Like, if robots were to ever take over the world, just throw water on them. Like,
I would definitely go for
that. Is true. They are made entirely out of electronics.
Like,
what?
What if they're just waterproof?
No fucking way, dude. There's
Terminator.
Way too
Terminator. Waterproof, bro. Ex Machina, waterproof.
I'm trying to think of all the technology, but deep down, like there is no such thing as like a waterproof. Think of the most highly advanced technology. Think of the most highly advanced technology, and if it's waterproof, like a laptop, not waterproof. A hard drive, not waterproof.
Ultron, waterproof.
Dude, you are talking about fictional. I'm thinking realistically, like what electronics, like think about a company's major like hard drive mega circuit. If you threw water on it, it's not going to withstand.
What if you made it waterproof?
There's just I just don't think you can, man. There's just way too many components that go
But so what you're saying is if they're waterproof, the water move doesn't work. That's what you're saying.
If they are waterproof, yeah, then that's a whole completely different
and
like
then we're going to be having a bad time. Like,
then we're screwed. Then we'll have to really resort to guns.
We don't have a gun, so like it'd be throwing us through the window here, and then beating us up on the porch until we met our ultimate demise. That's the scariest thing ever. That and It the Clown, maybe.
Oh man, but It the Clown is not a real entity, you know.
Did you see the movie?
No, I haven't.
All right, so then don't talk about it.
No, but it's all in your head, essentially, right? A robot wouldn't be all in your head because that's something that is tangible and can be...
The robot would not be all in your head because the robot would be in the room with us.
That's what I'm saying. You just validated my point. Like
I
a robot is here. I could touch the robot and that's like a real
But you're wrong.
being.
You're wrong about the clown.
What's the difference between...
You're going to have to watch the movie.
But it is like an alternate... It's part of your subconscious. It's not an actual real thing.
You just need to see the movie.
All right. I guess I do. I can't believe I haven't seen it, though.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of which, the Oscars are coming up this Sunday.
Yeah.
We touched on this a little bit in the previous podcast.
Bato tried to ramble off some of the movies and couldn't think of the actors
I'm sorry.
actresses.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm not in on the Oscars. If Get Out doesn't win Best Film, I'm out.
Why is that? Some people would be like, "Oh, why?" Because it was a fucking social commentary on.
No, because it was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
I mean,
but
not to give away the
people
ending.
are thinking The Shape of Water is going to run away with it too. I haven't seen that movie either.
What?
So why I can't really provide too much.
Why haven't we seen it? Because I don't want to see it. I don't even know what it's about. Did they even run a commercial?
No, I don't think they did.
Movies don't even try to like make you watch them anymore, and then you just get to Oscar season.
And we're all just like, this is the #1 movie. Like,
yeah.
Wait, what?
This is the movie that we all like. Oh, but no one else in America has seen it.
So
well, they won Best Film.
It's just biased.
Like you remember?
The Oscars always get heat, like or right around Oscars.
Well, no. You remember back in the day though, when like the best movies would be blockbuster movies, like Titanic, like blockbuster movie.
Are you talking about like the actual Blockbuster store, or like what you would classify as a
not the Blockbuster store. Like, that is the most irrelevant thing we brought up on this podcast.
Yo, I'm going to Blockbuster. These are the best movies.
Dude,
$5 Blockbuster, all you can get on Friday night. Let's fucking go. Yo, tell me your Fridays weren't comprised of that shit.
No,
Yo, your Fridays would be jumping. You go to a fucking Blockbuster at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Oh my god. No way.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah. Blockbuster films as far as just bringing in a bunch of revenue and
dude, I just like had a
seats.
flashback. Like everybody knows what their Blockbuster looks like too.
Everyone. And you know what it smells like too. Walking through those doors. Walking through those two doors, man, it's like a combo of like rubber and popcorn. I love that shit, man.
Yeah, dude. And then they got video games there. And then it was
They did, yeah. You could rent video games.
Yeah.
Technology, man.
Technology.
Taking over the world. Now we have Netflix.
They killed Blockbuster.
They killed it. They ran it out of business.
Well, no, so drawing back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Like Titanic, like absolute blockbuster, mega broke records and shit.
Yeah.
One best film.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
because it was like the sales and
yeah,
all the mainstream talk.
Like the best actors were in it. Like it was just like this is the movie. And like movies like that have been made year over year. But why is it every single time we get to the Oscars now, there's just like a random movie by some random director by a bunch of random people.
Yeah.
And it wins like gets like close to winning and or wins best film. I guess it never really wins best film, but like they get pretty close. Like Moonlight was kind of like that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either, but obviously that swept the awards last year, right?
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good movie.
I mean,
sure.
I think the movies now that the public, or at least that the Academy likes and wants to see, are the social commentary ones, or the ones that are outside of the I don't know, social norm.
Yeah.
And just like really piques people's interest.
It's exhausting.
That can grab it. Yeah, it is so exhausting.
It's exhausting just going through your day-to-day life with just so much social justice happening around you.
Exactly.
I mean, I bet you, another reason why I'm out of the Oscars is I bet you just like a bunch of people are going to be doing something for some cause. About
but you can't
something.
You can't blame them though too, because in the position that they're in, they have a platform where they can spread awareness, and some of them are actually donating the money to do whatever it is that they're promoting. Like
of course they have so much of the money.
Yeah, but that's not saying that they're not spending it towards a good cause. I can get why you're exhausted about it, because
it's exhausting.
On every show now, every award show. Yeah, there's always going to be a bit. Yeah. There's always, and it's like, I get where you're coming from. It's a good thing that they are promoting it, but I get where you're coming from, because it's just like, damn, like out of 1 second of my day, can I just not get any social commentary? Can I just like enjoy what is being produced and put out without having somebody's opinion just jammed down my throat?
You can't even watch. All right, like say you like go online, you like watch a video that one of your social justice warriors put up. Yeah. Then under it, it'll be viewed like 6.5 million times, and it'll have like 30,000 comments and like stuff on it.
And it's just like, you'll read through it, and if the video is leaning towards more like one side, then you'll get a majority of those people to like support it and be like, yeah, like this is right. And then, like, in your mind, you're like, yeah, I mean, like, this is right. And then, like, you get another person's video from the complete opposite side, and then you have, like, millions of people who have a completely different... Yeah, it is exhausting.
It's exhausting.
These are for the people who actually, like, don't just share shit on social media just because it's like, oh, that's convenient. I like what that was just said. Like, and you don't do any research behind it. You're just one of those people that just share shit. No, dude, blindly shares shit on Facebook.
Well, that's where all like the fake news stuff came from.
Yeah, because there are just so many people who don't fact check.
It was just like bots just shooting out these random articles, and people are like,
Russian bots or whatever.
Share.
Yeah, like, wait, that's exactly what I was thinking when I was talking to my homie like the other day. Yeah. Like, hell yeah. One thing I've noticed too is like people don't read shit, man. They just see the titles. They'll read like the headlines. And maybe see some comments, and they're like, yes, like, hell yeah. Double down. Hell yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. It's like, did you even read the article, bro? Like, did you even like circle around to like say like, yo, is this accurate? Is this something that I should probably publish
It's
on
it's very weird.
and it's like it's dangerous, man. Like because
Well, and dude, this goes back to what we were saying with the technology.
mm-hmm.
Sure, we sat here and we blamed him on the Russians, but let's.
You want a beer?
Yeah, I'll take another one. Let's look at this from another perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe the Russians are easy to blame.
Because of all the.
Maybe it's the bots. Maybe it's technology that's about to just take over and
You think that? Hold on.
they're manipulating all of us against each other and then we just all destroy each other.
No, I mean I get where you're coming from, but I think it's just like social norms, or not social norms, but it's just like everyone has.
I'm just saying.
Everyone
from a
grew up
complete
around a
hypothetical
certain.
standpoint.
Everyone grew up like within a certain bubble, and within that bubble is
I don't
what
want to
you've
get
always.
too serious about this.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm more so trying to focus on the aspect of technology taking over the world.
All right, repeat what you just said, because I was getting a beer.
Because, all right, so the bots,
Yes.
not the Russians, are sending out all the fake news, manipulating us to, and then fight all of
But
each other.
aren't those programmed? Don't you think like people? I hate you.
I don't know, Brad.
The bots are just learning how people are
They're
interacting
learning.
through
They're
social.
learning.
Dude, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
I mean, there's technology that literally, if you go and search on your phone about different clothes, articles, sports,
You'll get all those ads.
you'll get all the ads for it.
Yeah.
It's learning.
And I've even seen shit where if you have like a mic on in anything of your technology, like whatever you're talking about, people have said like, I was talking about this with my friends and then somehow like it just was like there was like an ad for it like when I was surfing the internet or whatnot. And it could all just be subconscious. Like
Or they could be learning.
It's good to be learning though. Always stay learning.
I mean,
Except if you're a robot.
except if you're a piece of artificial intelligence, then stop learning.
If you're a robot, please stop learning.
Honestly,
please.
if we turn up missing, it's because we've been speaking into this mic, into this computer, which is translating it all to the bots.
Yeah, and the bots are going to take over my podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, if you are listening, bots, can you please take over my podcast and get me like a shit ton more listeners? 'Cause that would be pretty fucking hype. Like, that would be hype. I'd be okay with you taking over my podcast and getting me more listeners.
That would actually be pretty high.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I thank you guys for that.
Well, let's wrap it up. I mean,
I think so too.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
So for everyone that's listening, thanks for tuning in. I think we're on what, episode like 4 or 5 now? I have one that I've been harboring away, but
you're the captain.
I'm the captain of this ship now.
All right. Everybody have a safe weekend.
Safe week, because normally I put these out on the week. Yeah.
We'll try to have a safe weekend.
Everyone, have a safe weekend if you're listening to this on the weekend. Have a good week. Power through that shit. Yeah. Stay frothy. Thanks, guys.